Assalamu alaikum, hello and namaste. Welcome to the new series of episodes on supernatural things. This is my favorite topic and I'm your host Fareen here. It is episode number 82. The topic which I choose for today is intuition. And it's an important one for me because it has always guided me to new things, to the right people and at the right time. And Alhamdulillah, the Almighty has given this power to all of us to guide us. So I have three amazing ladies today, Reshma, Mari and Razia, who have shared their stories with us. So let's get started.
I believe that we all have a sixth sense which we can use provided we tune in to ourselves. There is a lot of talk about gut instinct, and I believe in it strongly. It has worked many times to warn me of situations, and I have experienced this whenever I've been in dangerous situations. I remember a particular time where I was waiting in my car in a dark alley, and my husband had gone to a nearby shop to pick up something. And there were very few lights on the road, and I could see a man standing around the corner. And as my husband was out of sight and there was nobody on the road, he started approaching me steadily towards the car in which I was sitting. And my heart started beating very fast because I knew he was coming towards me. And as he came towards the car, I knew I had to do something before he could approach me. And so my hand just reached out to the horn nearby, and I started beeping the horn loudly of the car, and he ran away. I don't know from where I got the instinct that I have to reach out for the horn because I was frozen at that point of time. But I believe that it was an inner sense which told me to do so. This has also happened when I have seen strangers on the road when I was younger and felt they could be of danger and just changed my path and realized later that those people did have bad intentions. To give you a simple example, one morning as I was wearing my sandals in the rains, something told me within myself that you could have a fall if you wore these sandals. But I ignored it and I wore it, and that day I had a very bad fall in school. So much so that I injured a bone on my face. So I believe that this voice within you keeps working. You just have to tune in. And sometimes it's very loud, sometimes it's a soft kind of note. But I think it's very important to pay attention, to listen to what your subconscious or your inner mind or your soul, whatever you'd like to call it. But there is a higher energy beyond what we see and feel, beyond the five senses that everybody uses. So I urge all of you to read more about it and to use it more in your life because it can definitely help, and would love to hear about other people's experiences as to how their inner voice, sixth sense, gut instinct, whatever you call it, has helped them.
So I don't know if it's intuition or coincidence, but there's a lot of times on my dealings, let's say, for example, in my job, I'm a hairdresser, by the way. So if I have a big, say, a color correction, and there's days when I really don't like to do it, and I would just think in my mind, wouldn't come. And indeed, the person didn't come. So that must be intuition. Times when I have another appointment, and then in my mind, because I've seen the person, and in my mind, I was thinking, I have a feeling this person is not gonna come today. Maybe she got drunk last night. The person didn't come. You call that intuition or gut feeling is right. At other times also, me and my partner Shane, we're thinking the same thing. Like if I just forget in detail what it was, but I know it's because we're that compatible. That's why we always think of the same thing. But there's a lot of instances that what I was thinking, and then I was about to say it, and then he said it first. and all the other way around when about something and then I said it first and then he would say, I was just thinking about that. So that's an example of intuition or gut feeling.
Hello everyone, this is Razia Begum. I am early childhood educator, trainer, also have business at Begum's online store. I am delighted to be featured here in the podcast of Mrs. Fareen Taj, a great soul, to share the glimpse of my life experience about intuition, an inner voice or instinct or the sudden thought which comes to us which can be reason for any good or bad experience of our life. Being teacher and trainer in the same institution for 3 years, I wish to change my institution in order to experience better opportunity in my career. But my husband, who had shifted abroad to UAE, told me not to join or give any interview or commit to any institution in India, as we had the idea of moving to if the Almighty wills. Most of the schools had already selected staff for their next academic year. Even the students who were trained by us too had got the job at reputed schools in Mangalore. I was driving near my children's school. I got a thought, if I'm not going abroad, what can I do here? I did not want my skills to be wasted, but there is less chance of me getting a job, that too near to my school. I heard my intuition saying something better will come. The next day I was surprised to get a call from the owner of the preschool, which is near to my children's school itself. I almost had forgotten her as I had called her up to check is there any post in her school the last year. But she had saved my number and reached me on call at the same time when my intuition was giving me a signal to be positive about my life. It was a work-related talk, but it went for an hour. She was so happy to speak to me. She did not see me, but still she was having so much respect for me. There was a question in my head. I asked her what made her reach me after so many teachers over her friend circle. She said there is something special in me which can be told. I was dazed, bewildered by her words. She is still in touch with me, eagerly waiting the COVID to vanish so that she can take me as her staff. She wanted me to work for years with her. I'm so lucky to have those kind of people around me who value my talent, my skill, and give opportunities, and this one was completely out of the box. I'm so lucky to have all the friends who supported me in my life, my husband, everyone. But still, I will say one word to everybody. Just be positive. If you have negative thoughts, just give it a second. Later, you forget that and go to the positive mood and just attract the positive things. Your intuition will guide you to the best level. There is so much to do in our life. Just one thing is to start with positive thoughts, even though negative might be so much in your life. But you have to just think of the positive things and be grateful for whatever you have.
Thank you, Reshma. Thank you, Mari. And thank you, Razia, for coming forward and sharing these stories with us. And listeners, if you have liked this episode, please click on the like button of the Limelyte page. Do share. Thank you for listening and Allah Hafiz.